A quantum leap can refer to a lot of things for a lot of different people. For some people, it could refer to a 1990s TV show that got a mediocre reboot. And for other people, like an actual quantum physicist, it can refer to a quantum leap, which is the change from one phase of matter to another instantaneously. And for some people, like baseball manager Pat Murphy, it can refer to the leap that a player is going to take forward. Welcome back to Good Sports for You, where we are talking about good sports for you. Today, we're going to be talking about Brewers second baseman Brice Turang, and we're going to map his trajectory from his first season to right now, where he's been having a top ballot MVP caliber season. So to start off, we need to look back at 2023 when he just made it to the big leagues. He was drafted out of high school, he was pretty young coming up, and he was really good at base running, he was a really good fielder. But there's one aspect of baseball that I didn't mention, I'm sure, as you noticed, and that is actually hitting the baseball, because he was bad at that. He was really bad. His OPS plus that season was 61, which means that he was 39% worse than league average. But if OPS plus isn't your thing, that's okay. We can go to a more traditional stat like batting average, where he was batting .218. So again, not good. But spring training came around and he had a very, very good offseason. In fact, Pat Murphy said that he was ready to have a quantum leap that year. That's how much confidence that the NL Manager of the Year had in his player. And he delivered to some extent. The next season, his batting increased to an 86 OPS plus, so only 14% worse than league average now, and his batting average jumped all the way up to 254, so a decent batting average. It's not what you love to see. But what I will say is that his stolen bases increased a lot. He was in the 20s to stealing 50 bases. And in that season, his defense got even better, winning him the Platinum Glove, so the best defender in the whole entire National League. But this season is really when he's turned it around and really taken that huge quantum leap that a lot of people were hoping was going to happen last year. This season, through the time that I'm recording this is right before the Pirates series with the Brewers, he has a 125 OPS plus. So an increase from 61 to 86 to 125. So now he is 25% better than league average. And once again, his batting average also increased dramatically, going up from 254 all the way to 291. So now he has one of the better batting averages in the whole entire league. His OPS plus, again, is fantastic. And also, if you want to talk about power numbers, his first two seasons, he got 6 home runs and 7 home runs respectively. This season, at the time that I'm recording this video, he has 17 home runs, including 10 alone in the month of August. So that means that in one calendar month, he was able to have more home runs than he was able to have in any season prior. That is just like unbelievable. And because of this, he won National League Player of the Month. That came along with an over 1,000 OPS. So he has just been on an absolute tear this season, but again, specifically post All-Star break and in August. So taking a little bit of a look like under the hood in terms of the production, obviously some things need to change. So I want to take a little bit of a look at some of the sabermetric stats or some of the things that can lead one to get that much better. Now, we're going to be talking about what are called barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, and average exit velocity. So what these three things are basically how well players can hit the ball. The barrel percentage is how often they put the barrel of the bat to the ball, which includes like launch angle, how hard you hit it, and stuff like that. And hard hit percentage is basically how much percent of the time that you're hitting the ball that it comes off the bat hard, and that has a certain measurement of how fast that ball is leaving the bat. And then finally, you have average exit velocity, which is simply as it sounds, the average speed that the ball is exiting the bat. So in Brice Turang's first season, he had a barrel percentage, he had a hard hit percentage, and he had an average exit velocity all in the 5th or lower percentile among MLB players. So he was in the bottom 5% for all of those categories, which are big signifiers for how a player is going to hit. And with that, the expected stats, now I will put a disclaimer, I'm not the biggest fan of expected stats. I think there are a lot of things that are shaky with that, but it's still useful to look at, right? His expected slugging was in the 3rd percentile, and his expecting batting average was in the 12th percentile. So like I said, those numbers were just absolutely atrocious. But then as he took that little mini quantum leap forward into the 2024 season, basically everything got better. His hard hit percentage went up to the 9th percentile, which again, that's a little better, but it's still bad. I will say his barrel percentage did go down a little bit more, but his average exit velocity jumped up to the 14th percentile. So he's clearly making significant changes. His expected slugging jumped up to the 13th percentile, and his expected batting average jumped all the way up to the 74th percentile. So a huge, major increase from where he was, and the numbers clearly reflected that. Like I said, if this is not your vibe, we can just look at batting average. His batting average went up almost 40 points. So clearly he was doing something right. In 2025, he took those tweaks and made them even better. This season, his hard hit percentage is in the 71st percentile. His barrel percentage is in the 43rd, and his average exit velocity is in the 70th percentile. So not only is he hitting the ball more often, but he's hitting the ball more well. He's hitting the ball the way that it needs to be done. He's hitting it harder. He's hitting it in the spot of the bat that you like the ball to be hit at. And with those, his expected slugging jumped up to the 58th percentile, and his expecting batting average stayed about the same in the 72nd percentile. So he's hitting the ball more often, he's hitting the ball harder, he's hitting the ball faster, all things that's exactly what you want. But there are still some significant changes that he made in addition to that. In a recent interview with MLB TV, he talked about how his approach at the plate and how the Brewers' approach at the plate has changed a lot. He said that they don't go up there and they're not thinking home run every single time. They're going to work every single at-bat. They're going to work the two-strike approach consistently. You see a lot of teams nowadays where they're just focused on the home run ball. They want to hit the ball out of the park. That's not the MO with the Brewers whatsoever, and Brice Turang has been the perfect example of that. With this season, his chase rate is the lowest that it's ever been, and his walk percentage is the highest that it's ever been. So he's not swinging out balls outside of the zone. He's taking walks more frequently, and he's hitting the ball better. All of that combined creates the type of season that he's having right now, which leads him to be the player of the month, have a batting average over 290, have an OPS plus in the 120s, which is something that, quite frankly, I didn't expect to see at all from him. His WAR is already above 5. He's in top 10 for National League position player WAR. There's a very, very good chance that he's going to receive MVP votes, if not some of those upper echelon. Do not be surprised if you see him finish top 10 or maybe even like top 7, top 5 in National League MVP voting, because his defense is still there. It has taken a step back from his platinum glove defense for sure, and his base running is still there. Again, it's taken a step back from where it was last year, but he's still a plus runner, he's still a plus defender, so you combine those two things with being a well above average hitter because of the tweaks that he made in looking at balls go more frequently, swinging at strikes more frequently, swinging at good strikes and hitting the ball harder, the ball leaving his bat at a better angle, and he's just playing better as a whole, and it has made a dramatic increase for the Milwaukee Brewers as a whole. So I'm just super geeked for the team as a whole. Obviously, I'm a Brewers fan. I cannot wait to see where the postseason takes us. Obviously, I hope that the Brewers do fantastic, but we'll have to see. Right now, I'm super happy for Brice Turang for the type of season that he's having. That's all I got for you right now. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk. I enjoyed talking to you. That's all I got for you right now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and I'm out. Peace.